Theaters closed by supreme command. Season's over. The troops disbanded. Follow the news on the poster columns. Who ordered the theater closed? Vlad Olgimsky, better known as Vlad the Voluminous. Olgimsky. I've actually come to relay his orders to you. From now on, all you theater folk are placed under my command. You will do whatever I tell you to. Oh, thrilling. We theater folk thought it was, well, the other way around. That it was you who had recently been placed under our command and would do whatever we... well, it's not really done through talking. Open the door. Unfortunately, our most esteemed and graceful Sir Stage Assistant has gone home with the keys. May it be known to you that he lives in the Chine district. As soon as it became known that a calamity is unfolding in the Chine, tragedian went there, but we haven't heard from him since. I'll find him. I suppose before I go deep into the plague, I should go examine the cathedral and see if there's some reason someone at the cathedral wants me to go deep into the plague as well. Yankovsky, would you be so kind as to tell me what's going on? Why is the cathedral closed? Olgimsky's men locked it up. Lately, those armed servants of his have been acting like they own the place. He had ordered them straight out kill anyone who tries to leave the termitory, and, well, that order did nothing to improve their moral stand. Who has the keys to the cathedral? My cousins had the keys. They both went to the hindquarters on some business with Andre Stomatin. Very well, I'll find your cousins. Of course I have to go into the plague. Bachelor Dankovsky, you will not find the person you're looking for behind this mask. I'm merely a humble comedian, just like you. You are exactly who I'm looking for. And please be so kind as to tell me what I can do for you. I've been told that Immortel gave you the keys to the theater. But he didn't order the theater closed. That came from above. They told us to keep people from gathering in one place by any means. Truth is, in times such as this, the theater is the one place where people flock to in droves. Stop trying to be smart. Give me the key. Can I perhaps beg a small favor of the omnipotent bachelor? Please help me out of this place. I've already heard the Shabnak whispering in my ear. Follow me and stay in sight. I wish to thank you. What do you offer? The keys that I gave you, most excellent bachelor, will become municipal property. They'll be handed over to the person overseeing the hospital, or whatever facility you're going to turn our theater into. A hospital, yes. You do have a sense of humor after all. Although the theater has always been a hospital in a way, we just used to mend souls rather than bodies there. I'm listening, so keep talking. The keys will be handed over to the overseer's hand. You'll be unable to visit the place at your own discretion. What? You'll be unable to visit the place at your own discretion. Somehow I feel it's going to become off limits soon. Are you offering me key copies? So the legends of your mind-boggling prescience are true. Indeed, we actors do not wish to deprive ourselves of your company. We need an audience to stage our performances for. We need a volunteer to tell them their fate, but I was actually paying to offer you this bottle as a sign of our goodwill. Thank you, actor. I'll drink it to your health. Alright, we'll visit Saburov. Tell him about the killer.
The kind's weepers are...
Where are all these bandits come from? Were they hiding before or something? I'm mortified myself. The epidemic turns people into bloodthirsty monsters, but I don't think bad grief has anything to do with it. Though my spouse won't listen to me. He thinks I'm only saying this out of false compassion. Why do you think he has nothing to do with this? The victims of Sunday's mayhem join the ranks of the muggers. Further madness only provokes them. Honest housefathers grab their hatchets because they see no other way to survive. This has to be stopped. Punitive measures are unlikely to help. You can't be evil with evil. That's a textbook maxim. Only the courage of the volunteers can hold back the abusive behavior of the desperate cowards. Fair enough.
My stomach.
Off we go.
I've got a firm hand.
Grief insists that he has nothing to do with it. The murderers are misfits that he cast out of his community. Are you sure? He swears that he has forbidden anyone who is still loyal to the ancient tradition of their brotherhood from touching a knife. The murderers are not warehousemen. They're allies of some Barley the Barber. Yes, I've heard that name. His men ambushed and slaughtered the patrolman near the boiler house. We need to hunt him down and kill him then. Better yet, hunt him down and thoroughly interrogate him. See if he confirms Grief's words. Barley will be killed. Alright, let's see. We need to get the keys from this place, talk to Aspity, kill Barley, visit that place that's supposed to be the morgue. Someone said something about Andre Stavat. I just don't remember what it was.
Yes.
Jankovsky, finally, I've been looking for you. Taking the opportunity, I'd like to say how much we admire your fearlessness and the fact that you're unafraid to walk the cell personally. Well, good job. Thank you. Forget it. Why were you looking for me? Oh, right. I have the keys to the cathedral. Big Lad told me you were going to turn it into a ward? I am. You know, our cathedral... Oh, never mind. I don't want to waste your time whining. What I want to say is this may be the only chance for it to fill its purpose. Perhaps it will finally host a miracle after all. That's fine. Give me the keys. And I bid you farewell. It seems unlikely that I'll be able to get out of here at all. I have a bad feeling about it, but I wish you the best of luck. Come with me. Quick, quick, quick. The rat is chasing me. Guard! Save me from the rat! Guard. Most grateful for the company. I just knew I wouldn't be able to leave that place trouble-free. I had a gut feeling. Is there anything I can offer you to return the favor? I don't know, is there? Can't say I'm a wealthy person. I'm almost broke, but I do have a small bottle of a certain precious beverage. Do you know what this is? Twirine? The main issue with Twirine is its unpredictability. Drinking it suddenly boosts your immunity, and then after some time it's gone. Similarly without warning. Sometimes there's no effect at all, but well, it's not so well loved for its effect. Those helpful properties were only discovered after the plague broke out. Thank you. Alright, let's see. Talk to Aspity. she is, of course, going to want something in return, because everybody always wants something in return.
What's wrong with my eyes?
Pit-a-pat, pit-a-pat. Can you hear the kids running around? Aspha, you know already I'm not a man to be trifled with. Who destroyed the water supply? Oh, look at me, trembling with fear. Do you think, serpent tongue, that trifling with you is any fun? So the guy lost his temper, big deal. It's not his fault, he's a simple worker. He was put up to do this. By whom? Well, a lady of some importance. I don't think it would be too wrong to assume that she's hiding her real face from the majority. It definitely wouldn't be too wrong to assume that the lily-white daughter of the executed Captain Ravel knows the answer. Are you trying to say it was Lara who's inspired this? Go ahead and interrogate Lara the Angel. As for me, I'm done here. I'm hungry myself. It's a pity that I won't see you drive the poor, poor sufferer into a corner. Oh, how I hate this tender dove type. If only I could sink my teeth into her slender white neck. I can't imagine Lara putting anyone up to do that. Yet somehow she knew to found the House of the Living in advance. Somehow she stocked up on water in advance, if only for a few people. Somehow she avoided having an isolation ward in her very house. So many coincidences, when you'd agree. But oh, how naive she looks, how tender the voice, how inviting the little vein on her neck. That can't be. Clara the Thief, on the other hand, turned out to be a saint. Huge loads of miracles she performed yesterday. A ton of people healed by her hands. Unbelievable, isn't it? See? I'm willing to admit the virtues of blessed girls, as long as they prove their sainthood with deeds done. We'll sort this Clara out later.
What?
Now we go murder a murderer. It's probably in one of these. We'll find out soon enough. Revolver it is. No, wrong door. There's so many of them. I can get up. That's funny that I can get up there though. You know, I just assumed because it had that many bad guys that surely was the place I was supposed to go, but apparently not. Did he get away? Was I not fast enough? There's something to loot in here, like evidence? Suppose not. Well, it's locked now. Oh, I was clearing the morgue. Okay. That was not Barley's thing. Ugh. Okay, let's is this one, I think? Oh no, that's whatever. I can kill them again. It doesn't matter. I did too much walking. I need to examine that area more carefully, I guess, because Barley's supposed to be there. And this time I've wasted all my ammo. Oh, I loaded the wrong game. Ah! Where is... Oh no, this is after I cleared it, right? Yeah, okay. Let's just take another look. Okay, so this is the place it marks on the map. We'll just do... look-see around all these buildings, I suppose. I can't go up there. I've cleared out the morgue. I can't enter that. Or that. Or that. There doesn't appear to be a man hiding behind the buildings. I can't enter this building. Doesn't seem to be anything in this clearing. I can't enter this building. Where among the factory buildings? There aren't so many warehouses there. I guess I'll try entering the actual factories again. He wasn't in these. This one couldn't be opened or lockpicked. guess I'm just gonna have to Google this one, because this one's got me stumped. Unless it's related to time of day or something. Well, I'm gonna take another quick break. I will be back. We're back, we're back. Actually, I'm just gonna look it up. Like, that is the barber's place, but... I guess I'm gonna go talk to Bad Grief and see if that finished the quest or not.
People get buried already. For real. So, it's the plague.
It's over, Grief. Your former buddies are no more. That's what I call a job well done, Doc. I'll remember not to get on your bad side. You promised me something. My word is solid, it is. I promised to shower you in gifts, so I will. Here are them monies. Do not grieve for it, Grief. Your might will find its way back to you in no time.
What? Changeling.
Alright, what does he have for sale? The repellent and boots I could buy. I may as well buy them, I guess. I'm flush with cash now, so let's just load up.
What is to be?
Yeah, I need to bring the keys to Olimsky. I need to interrogate Laura about the water thing. I need to tell Saburov that Barley's been dealt with so I get my bounty. Because he claimed there was a 30,000 bounty out. I get the feeling he's not gonna pay me.
Fortune turns all things to the advantage of those on whom she smiles.
He's eating. Now we're eating it. Yes, there's no one to cure. The only thing we can do is trying to keep those who have dodged the sites safe. An isolation ward could have been useful, but they say the sand dirt has rather unusual means of spreading. Is it true that it bites at you as soon as you allow yourself to think about it? Some conditions are more likely to emerge when the potential patient has a certain psychological predisposition towards it. Cancer, for example, is considered to be one of these. Is that so? Anyway, dear Bachelor, I have a confession to make. You've given me enough hints to show that you already have a suspicion. It's hard, but I cannot allow myself to remain silent. Indeed, better me learning about it than an inquisitor. Their trials are swift, their executions brutal. The disease has infiltrated the termitary. I'm still keeping it locked up. It used to be requisite to keep the disease out, and now I want it in. Thus it spills into the streets. And I think you can fathom what that would entail. Tomorrow we'll have a talk. I want to see it in person.
Stupid whelp.
Why did that end the main quest when I didn't talk to Lara about... That's annoying. Maybe I can still confront her on it. So I have a decent amount of time left in the day. I can go loot the looters. Get up to no good in some innocent houses.
My lips are too dry.
Lara, I'm afraid we're about to have a rather difficult talk. Did you know that the water supply has been damaged deliberately? Heavens, no. Who would even consider that? That's what I want you to tell me. With whom did you talk about the water before the supply was cut? I'm not entirely sure. There were many people. I talked to everyone who was helping me with the House of the Living. I must have asked someone to deliver water, of course. Who was that? Let me see, perhaps. Right, I talked about the water with Daddy Yakluk. He used to be a taskmaster in the Termitary. Then he bought himself out and became a patrolman. I did indeed tell him that he should boil water before using it, that it's risky to drink natural water just like that, but I didn't mean any harm. Well, that's a no-brainer. A newborn baby knows that. No one could have gone rampant destroying town's water supply chain because of this rather straightforward information. He also asked me whether one should boil the rags and bed sheets that the infected were dying on. I remember it weirded me out a bit. Why would he ask about bed sheets? He's a patrolman, not a laundry person. What did you tell him? Of course I told him he should do that. He's from the kin, you see. He had to be explained the benefits of boiling water, so I did my best to describe to him how that is useful and essential to hygiene. Makes sense, you did nothing wrong.
Clara doesn't.
Well, I'll go talk to Saburov, see if he's got a nice, hefty reward for me.
They say hitting hard is a good
Barber's
enough
lair is
start.
destroyed. Everyone I found there is dead. Good, we shall root out crime with extreme prejudice. That won't be enough. Many saw that there are now hundreds of robbers. That 1 in 5 leaves their home knife in hand at night. They're driven to this by despair and the lack of order. There are plenty of bad examples turning townsfolk into killers. Fear shall be our weapon. When those family men see how mercilessly we deal with murderers, they'll think twice before touching a knife. If only it were that simple. I wish to reward your heroism. I hope you'll accept this money. Perhaps it will at least partially compensate the unavoidable expenses that come with your dangerous work. Yes, I will. 5,000, that's not the 30 grand he promised. Never trust a politician. Now let's see if these houses reset. I don't believe they do. Otherwise, a guy would have just attacked me straight off the bat. Let's see. I don't think I pillaged like any of the houses back there, so. Time to get some loot. Or to get hurt. Okay, it is a one-shot. That's all I wanted to test, is if it's a one-shot or not. Now it's time to just not get hit. Like a fool. Like a buffoon. Because I frittered away all of my healing items. Oh, come on. Ah! Oh, didn't mean to do that. Bumped my mouse on the side of my keyboard. Well, one bullet's just one bullet. Ah, you can't even dodge that by running, like, straight to the side. I should have just shot him. The knife throw is ridiculous. Droid. I am a fool. already did this one.
What's wrong with my eyes?
What a bitch you are, slandering an innocent person. Where's Yaklok? Haha, I slandered no one. Have I said a single bad word about Lara? I told you she dropped the name, and she did. No one said the lady of importance was her. An orphan, a captain's daughter. I didn't mean her at all, you hear me? And fancy that, calling me a bitch. Compensating for something with a strong language, are we? I need the Taskmaster. I'm telling you, the Taskmaster is not to blame. He tried to do the good thing. It was explained to him loud and clear that the disease comes from water. It was a good deed. No one should drink that water. How many times do I have to tell you? Do you think I'm joking? It's bloody and poisonous. I'm asking you for the last time. Where's Yakluk? I won't hurt him. I only want to ask him a few questions. He's back in the termitary. Help him escape your anger. He was terrified thinking you'd find him and torture him to death. You may not be completely aware of this, but you instill terror in many people instead of love and respect. I know, it's pity. Go make a try. Perhaps you'll catch up with them. The termitary appears to be unlocked, but it won't stay unlocked for long. Run fast, bachelor. Run. Catch him by the tail. I actually don't think I'll make it there in time. This seems to be like an unmarked quest too. I don't know if it was like cut off because I completed the main quest before pursuing this line, but really he has infinite tracking. He just you can circle around him, he doesn't care. Where's this go? Nowhere, apparently. Hello, Leo Ranger. How are you doing? Oh, the story's good. I think the gameplay holds it back, honestly. The gameplay's a little rough around the edges. It's a good thing I...
The day is over. Your timely efforts allowed your supporters to remain unharmed. A new mime performance is being rehearsed at the theater.
Ah, the districts have changed. I think I have bandages. I don't know, I was under the impression I had no bandages because I haven't traded for them in a while, but then I remembered I killed a bunch of guards to exploit the reputation system. And I think they had bandages. Wow, tourniquets are super expensive today. Let's see what people have to say.
The hunchback usurer is looking
We
for
did really
those
well
ready
last
to
night.
join Razor.
Of course you did. That's it, that's it. Okay.
I need more.
Someday I'll have a shotgun. Spare some change for a poor, miserable actor. Give him food. Yours truly would gladly gobble down anything, even a piece of infected meat from the forbidden storage. I'm so desperate to live just a couple more days to witness the ending. Why are you begging? We've been thrown out of the theater. The fatal loss is now performed right on the streets, but our impresario is convinced that it's for the best after all. Or, the best. After all, the fatal loss is as tragic a play as it gets. Just see the sick people dancing, hear the squirming of those whose mouths have been sewn shut. They make for perfect extras. Seems like your troupe is about to become very wealthy very soon. The audience is enormous, but, alas, very few of its members are actually financially reliable. Their pockets may be stuffed with coins, but their arms are twisted by the heartless fever that won't let them give away their property. Keep your chin up. Is that all I had to say? And the miserable actor is you? That's my persona. A miserable actor, although in all honesty there are no happy masks in The Fatal Loss. And I'll have you know that it's a classical mime play that's been on the stage of our theater for several generations. It only has bold masks, just masks, and miserable masks. I've only seen 2 masks so far, the miserable one and the bold one, I presume? It has a remarkably bold beak. You are mistaken. That's not a beak, but rather a talon. No, bachelor. You've seen the miserable mask, and the just mask. That is to say, the punishing one. The bold mask is you. I'd rather hear you tell me about the play. The loss, or rather, the fatal loss. Fatal is important here, but not because it has to do with death, but rather because the loss is bound to happen. It's about inevitability. Where was I? Ah, yes. The tragedy is a mime performance that's been somewhat of a ritual for us. It's the only play we stage. The author remains unknown, although legend has it that they were of divine nature. You only stage one play, don't you get fed up with it? It has its merits. Firstly, the story is true. Secondly, it adds a precious hint of sacred service to the performance. Throughout all the years, the loss has been on stage. It's been accompanied by a chain of mysterious coincidences. One might suggest that the structure of this ancient drama emulates the structure of the universe. So what's the story? The story's all around you, bachelor. Just look how tragic the tragedy that's unfolding in the town is. That's just additional proof to the truthfulness of our esteemed impresario's words. A play is performed on stage, but it's executed in real life. Fine, I'll talk to Immortel about it.
One of them is trying to fight.
Who?
This one. The other two will try to thwart their efforts, though.
Interesting. Will they fall into the trap?
I wonder. Look what they've turned the theater into.
I hope they know what they're doing. Unavoidably, blood will be shed tomorrow.
They are, shall we say, both puerile and demented. Interest speaks all sorts of tongues and plays all kinds of characters, even that of
disinterest.
Tonight the patrols were grabbing anyone who looked even remotely suspicious. 24 people were arrested just for having a knife or other weapon in their possession. Many were taken for not giving out Yaklok's accomplices. Others for looting the dead or their homes. How many people have been arrested? I don't know for sure, but since the town hall cellar is stuffed to the brim, I'll hazard a guess and estimate the number to be around 100. The cells are so crowded that there's no room to lie down. How do you know this? There are executors guarding them, distributing water amongst the prisoners and the like. What do you personally make of all this? Almost all of them are innocent. There's no direct evidence that proves otherwise. They're awaiting the judgment of an inquisitor who's bound to arrive here very soon, tomorrow night, I think, or early on the next day. But since it's going to be the either or for Karminski, I wouldn't expect much lenience. Why are you so sure of their innocence? Because the patrolman would have killed anyone proven guilty, however tenuous the accusation, during the arrest. If they didn't feel in the right ending those people's lives, then the arrested are innocent. Perhaps a few of them might just happen to be robbers, but that's pure coincidence. This is a disgrace. Rest assured that I will speak with Saburov about that. I want to bribe the executor guards and free some of those people. Would you be willing to help me? With pleasure. An unexpected gesture from you, though. What's your motive? Duty. I don't readily sympathize with people regardless of which side of the bars they're on, but I feel responsible for any acts committed by those with power. It is my duty to undo and compensate at least a fraction of the damage inflicted by a law enforcer's incompetence. I doubt Saburov will approve of your actions when he finds out.
Your most important mission is saving people.
Being locked up in jail equals being sent to the gallows in the current situation. Both spell imminent death. Alright, got the map. Oh, it's in the rich people district now. Check up on Eva.
We sometimes differ more.
Bachelor Dankowski, I'm not sure what your instructions are on what Big Vlad's opinion on this is, but we've only received a tiny fraction of the food supply required. People demand that we let couriers in. I know the town's starving, they know it as well. The goods train is going to arrive very soon. They'll have to be patient, if you say so. Perhaps you would like to know there are more than 700 people inside. Even the upper galleries are crowded already. Let them brace themselves. It won't take long now. Alright.
Yes?
The new governor carries on like this, strife will certainly be unavoidable. This is a judicial temper tantrum, result of total impotence on the part of the authorities. I already know everything. Young Olgimsky wants to bail several people out. He's a good man, this Vlad the Younger. Sometimes I regret that he's not in charge of the Bull Project. He's more humane than his father. Who are these innocents? First, there were mass arrests because of yesterday's act of sabotage. They took everyone who had taken part in breaking the water supply, even those who they thought could benefit from the act in some way. That's how several selfless volunteers ended up in jail for distributing water. As if the rest wasn't enough. Secondly, in went everyone who was armed. Alarmed, people had been preparing for fights with the savage Barley's barbers. Many had armed themselves with knives and even pistols in order to protect themselves and their loved ones. Well, this makes sense. And finally, they arrested poor souls caught searching dead bodies, and the buildings already gutted by marauders, including brothers taking lockets from their dead sisters, and homeowners returning to the ashes of their homes. I've heard enough. Saburov will pay for this dearly.
Why is no one...
I have a heartache.
I guess I'm going to see my brother soon enough. Are you talking about your forthcoming death? I never expected you to give in to despair so quickly. Don't be the man that would jump to false conclusions. I never said I was going to die. I'm only saying that my brother is going to come back to us very soon. How could that be? To bring one's dearly departed back to life, there's no need to indulge in the farce of spinning tables, galvanization, and overturned tombstones. This spectacle is powerless to meet all but the most immature expectation. The fact of the matter is that the dead linger inside us, their living counterparts. That's some Eastern philosophy. I wouldn't know. What I do know, however, is that the dead may be brought back to life by the focused emotions of the living. It's ludicrous how people picture a soul as an ethereal imitation of whoever it belonged to. It doesn't even occur to them that a soul is more resemblant of music than a human figure. That was poetic. Quite so. There are people whose memory is merely a sequence of simple melodic fragments. Then, there are those whose memory is more like a symphony. The more subtle a soul, the harder it is to retain it and reproduce it. It would require very special instruments, like any music does. If this is the way you want to reunite with Simon, I can only respect your resolve.
I have a heartache. So
Is there a better way to respond to that?
in growing up...
There's more.
Medicine is expensive. What is alt attack? What is alt attack? I don't think any of the weapons have had an alt attack so far.
What do you need to take?
What?
My chest.
Feeding my starving children by having pulled a knife on someone has been an enticing option all along, and all too long I held back. Well, not anymore, I won't. Paying for your honesty by being locked up in a prison cell together with the Sand Plague, or becoming a marauder, I'd rather prefer the latter. The silent thinking does you little honor, however angry you are. Is it honor time now, though? Who cares about honor at all? All we want is to survive. One must never forget their honor. They're already arresting innocent people, so we don't have a choice. We're ganging up to make patrol hands think twice before even approaching us. And to hell with anyone who gets in our way. Watch out, kind sir. The law is the law, even now. It's here. The Sand Plague is already in the left wing. We're working our beaks to the bone. Working our beaks to the bone. You're not actually a bird, okay? Right, bone taking the dead out. The hungry jaws of the sand pest are wrestling. Let the uninfected out, quickly. It's futile, although half an hour ago a certain kind person provided us with a display of true goodwill and compassion. He'd bought out several dozen people. I'd like to buy out the rest. Get the cash on the nail. Even if Savarov refuses to take your money, we won't. We're not the scrupulous type. 10,000 per person, 60,000 for the whole batch. A bit too much, isn't it? We don't know for sure if those people are truly innocent. What if there are thieves, murderers, or looters among them? What if we let an unspeakable villain out? The price includes the risk taking. Can you tell a murderer from an honest person? Of course we can't. It's not like the patrol goons cared about the paperwork when they were collaring these poor souls. Who are they? What have they done to deserve this treatment? Hell, anyone knows now. Forget the poor wretches. Let it go. Unlike us, you can do it for free. There's only a handful of convicts left there in there anyway. You're one corrupt arsehole. I do not have that kind of cash. I could acquire that kind of cash, though. Maybe if I scream at Savarov, he'll change his mind. Worst comes to worst, I'll just, kill some of those patrolmen for their goods. Why is there a salacious woman walking around? This isn't normal. Lady, what are you up to? Do not condemn us for our lasciviousness. That's just how the local customs and morals are. Nothing can be further from my mind. What? That's all you... That's all? Alright. Kind of strange, but okay.
I'm afraid.
She got nothing to say. We're gonna... Time to screech at Savarov.
It was a bountiful night.
The infection has reached the jail, Governor. The inmates are panicking. Set them free, or I swear you'll be the one to answer the Inquisitor. I'll make sure of that. I can answer for myself just fine, Bachelor. By the way, if you expect the Inquisitor to show more mercy, then you know nothing of Inquisitors, especially not the ones sent here by the powers that be. I found out who the prisoners are. They're not murderers. I can tell you as well. They are criminals. The ones who destroyed the water supply, the ones who looted the block districts. Suspicious-looking armed scum who were caught near the waste house. I'm ready to bail the innocent ones out. How much do you want for each one? They're not in debtor's prison, Bachelor. They're accused of robberies and banditism. It should be put on trial. No bail. Better death sets them free than your money. You're making a mistake.
The rabble is complete.
I must acquire capital. Perhaps Vlad the Younger will give me some cash. My inventory's full. That's a bother.
That's it.
Can you catch a rat?
Alright,
Or
I have a
mouse in the
plan. I
dark?
know how to protect myself from future harassment so that they wouldn't ever dare treat me like they did yesterday, what with all the terrible tests. I'll bribe my way out of this, bribe my haters away. Olgimsky is greedy. He could very well use some money now. Even if it's true, are you really wealthy enough to bribe Olgimsky? I'm totally broke right now, but I know how to fix this. Will you help me? We'll split the game. What, do you have a hidden treasure map or something? It's treasure, alright, but a tricky one too. It's attainable, but it wouldn't yield to me. That's why I need your help. Yours specifically, since I know that you're to be trusted. Go ahead then, tell me. You must be aware that I'm an outsider too, just like you. I came here a few years ago and stayed for the fancy opportunities this place provides. You're lying. You stayed because the Ace of Diamonds caravan had been seized and dismantled. Is that really your business? Keep talking. Well, I didn't travel alone. I had a companion. He was a snake charmer. When the caravan persecutions and arrests started, his back was broken with an iron bar. So he's a usurer now. A spider of a usurer. Weaving a net of debtors. He must have amassed a ridiculous fortune. Imagine how much there is to be extorted. What does it have to do with me? He's your companion. He's yours to exploit. You can tell him you've stumbled upon his past. We've been covering for each other up until now. The caravan is somehow becoming hot news again. The Canes will bury us alive when they hear about it. Unless the children themselves get to us first. The children themselves? Are you serious? Surely you know that the children of this town possess the means to do great harm. Take Capella, for one. Or the bloodthirsty Khan. Or Notkin's soul in the halves, who can easily set their dogs upon us. Oh, I'd serve the Saburov simply because they do not have a privileged offspring with a gang of fellow fanatics. If you're partners, why don't you ask him to help you out voluntarily? You're willing to bribe the people that threaten you, after all. He'll likely share your woes. He's got the same in store for him, too. You're right. Sooner or later, he'll face the same situation. But he wouldn't spare me a single coin. No way. That's because he knows your real background, too, so it wouldn't be too hard for him to get even with you, right? Do you need the money or don't you? You can demand 100,000 from him. He'll shell out as much as you want him to, and you'll get half the sum if you stop asking pointless questions. Alright, show me where he lives. Time for the Bachelor to extort someone. I love a good extortion. Hello, Suki. You're here at an odd hour. How are you doing? Oh my. Oh man, I hate it. That's good. I guess that's a better response than insane cat. That didn't count as my kill. I've been robbed by a guard. Ghost white square. I think I have to open actual Twitch chat to see what emote that's supposed to be. No, that is indeed white small square. What does ghost white small square mean? Oops, didn't mean to say that. Oh, come on. What does it mean?
true way to be deceived is to think oneself more knowing than others.
Will you help me free the innocent from jail? I'll present Sabura with an ultimatum. Soon he will see for himself how pointless and pernicious his ideas turn out to be. He thinks he can terrorize the people, but all he'll accomplish is to turn the people into a gang of armed thugs. By tomorrow I'll have pressed this matter and freed the innocent. There's an infected person in one of the cells. The fever is already spread in there. The executors can't even separate the sickness from the sick from the healthy. So tightly is the jail crammed. What are you suggesting? The executors guarding the prison happily take bribes when the governor isn't looking. They want 10,000 per person. We have barely any money left. 55,000. That's all we have left right now. Try intimidating the executors. Name drop the Canes. Tell them we know all about their schemes. That they themselves will end up behind bars and not unless they let these people out of jail. I don't think they're going to listen. These masked people are suicide volunteers. They are not of this world. They fear nothing. Fine. Take 25,000. At least bail out several people. And I think I will still draft that ultimatum to Saburov. If we survive the epidemic, he and us, I swear we'll remind him of all this. I myself intend to frighten him with the prospect of the Inquisitor's wrath. He will have to account for his actions to superior authorities one way or the other.
I feel it.
What about game controller? Does the game give you anxiety? Alright, let's immune up. Oh, this house isn't actually dangerous. Okay. Surprised me. I'll pull the old rifle out just in case. There, gotcha. The man to do the job. Help me, kind sir. Save my poor soul. You're walking all around town, don't you? Your line of work demanding it and all that, right? Please find my daughter. My little darling thing hasn't come home today. Was she kidnapped? She must have left at dawn, and she's still not back. I went to sleep and slept like a log. Tyrene Hayes does that to you. And by my side was the pretty thing sleeping. In the morning, I woke up to find her gone. Neighbors didn't see a thing. Them blind bats. I'd give you anything. I'm rich. Want to get 100,000? 150? 200. Fine. 200 it is. Just bring her back to me. How do I recognize her? Name's Willow. She's 17. Dark wavy hair and the beauty of a very, very beautiful girl. No distinctive marks, though. She's a lovely singer and dancer. Now's not a good time for singing and dancing, though, so I don't know. Where should I go looking for her? I don't know, everywhere. She might be in an infected district, or maybe not. Oh, what if she was murdered, slaughtered, seized by them patrol morons, and thrown into jail? I've been to the town hall, though. No sign of my little girl. Alright, I'll try, though I must tell, I don't feel like I'm likely to succeed. Here, have some money, in advance. I've got more where it came from. This is criminal money, illicit money, earned through bad doing. It's time it served a good purpose. Those thugs, those robbers, I've always hated them. Even Nina couldn't take my daughter away from me. How can this be happening now, huh? After all those years of having her here? Wait for me here. I think I know where she is. Dang, he gave me a lot of money. Yes, I will retrieve the sex slave. I do need money after all. The things I do to stop a plague. I've already murdered countless innocents. What's one more? I am a creature of liberty, not bound by petty morals. The ends justify the means. Me money, Vlad!
Why is no one being buried?
The executors demand 10,000 per person. 20,000 is the best I can do. Hopefully this will restore at least a shred of the lost faith in authority. It's a very lump sum. Thank you. Nice. I love money. Money makes everybody feel better.
What?
He's willing to pay. I didn't even have to threaten him or mention your name. On what terms? I beg you, tell me the terms. He wants me to find his daughter in an infected district. I have no idea how to do it, though. Oh, I see. Yes, I know who he's talking about. She's not his biological daughter, though. He kidnapped her from a family of poor weavers 8 years ago, planning to fashion her into a dancer. But at the 11th hour, he changed his mind and adopted her. And now he adores her. So she's disappeared, huh? Is this your handiwork? Now that was just mean. Who do you think I am? A man-eater? Why would I steal children? She's not a child anyway. She's a grown-up girl already. Do you know where I can find her? Yes, try your luck asking around the pub. She used to have a side job there, nightly, keeping it secret from her foster father. The new outbreak may have caught her right there. Perhaps she was unable to get home before dawn like she usually does. He told me he's filthy rich. I need to give her pocket money. She did this for pleasure, you see. She enjoyed dancing naked and drinking the thick twine which flows like water there. I doubt the hunchback would allow her all this. Well then, I'll ask her around the pub. Oh, there she is. Is Vard the hunchback your father? Did he send you? Yes, he's worried about you. Come with me. The streets are unsafe, but I'll make sure that you get home in one piece. But I don't want to go. I'd rather stay here. My stepfather is a burdensome custodian, and I've had enough of it. Don't you love him? That's a very complicated question. When I was a child, he kidnapped me from my real father, and when my father came to rescue me from the caravan, Var killed him. He did it because he loved me. I only found out about it yesterday. So what am I supposed to feel? Come with me. These are the last days of my life, and I intend to spend them like I want to. That is to say, here. But I'll be the person to tell him that. I'll be waiting for you at 9 o'clock in the blind backyard. We'll go see him together. Will you stand up for me if he resorts to physical violence? Why not go right now? There's still something I have to do here. We'll meet at 9 o'clock, when it's dark. I'd ask you to pick me up, but that would be impossible. I can't be seen picked up by a man. Just be careful.
There's nothing to talk.
She's gonna have me jumped.
Can you catch?
What is today's quest? Do I need to go visit Ruben or something? Maybe Olkimsky. I've got the money. Take it. Well, let them go then. Oh, we're going to miss the poor sods, although I'm pretty certain the governor will soon provide us with new company. Oh, I hope you're not prone to missing things. That would look bad on your newly acquired work record. I'll make sure the governor assigns you to clean up infected houses.
Only knowing.
What has that blunderhead found in the well?
I need to get inside the termitary. What for? I can verbally describe everything you can possibly see there. I just think of a ward full of demented people. Multiply it 100-fold. Add the sand plague, and there you go. That's the termitary. I'm bound by duty. No, Doctor. Even if the sand plague is merciful to you, the inhabitants of the termitary will not extend similar kindness. You are our last hope, the only doctor that hasn't succumbed to despair and is still fighting. Risking your life would be the last thing I would do, even if that meant becoming the next victim of Sabarov's abuse. I'm not the last to keep on fighting. All the rest are doomed. Reuben, I can imagine the fate he has chosen. I know whose precious blood he is draining for his vaccine. Reuben will pay his price fully and very soon. Doesn't take a prophet to see that. Artemy Burrock is still fighting. I'm afraid young Burrock doesn't have much time left. He has been labeled an outlaw. It seems that everyone but I thinks him to be a monster, and he will never be left at peace after what happened today. Clara is still out there fighting, the psychic girl. Oh yeah, Clara, the changeling. I don't like her. My daughter doesn't like her either, and my daughter's opinion is more important for me than any tangible proof. I'm sure she's already been inside the termitary. The termitary is a graveyard of its own. An educated risk is one thing. Lying down into a grave and giving an order to start filling it up is different, although the latter seems to be the safer option than delving into the termitary. I'll get there sooner or later anyway. Better later than sooner then. For every spare hour will add to your chances. One day you'll be forced to. No one will force me to unlock the termitary. Definitely not Savarov, that's for sure. Even if he tries, I would rather accept the blow. No, Doctor, the doors of the termitary shall not open to you for as long as I'm in control. Just accept the fact, dear Doctor.
Yeah.
Guests are
Probably do need to meet Reuben. Looks like the plague spread to that district and it must have come from him. Here at last. Damn my position. I have no choice but to hide from the townsfolk, see. I understand their anger, but they have armed search parties to hunt me down as if I were spreading the plague rather than trying my best to stop it. You do know why they incriminate you, right? They say you have desecrated Simon's remains. Frankly, I'm surprised you haven't been discovered yet. They're too afraid of bad Greek's thugs. Ironically, it is they who volunteer to protect me from honest townsfolk. Search parties swinging firearms and torches have passed through the northern warehouses a few times. That was close, but I think I'm off the hook for now. Thankfully, I've kept this place a secret from anyone save for my apprentices. So you've got them at least, right? 2 of them did come to help me. I haven't seen either of them since yesterday. I think they've fallen sick, but they managed to get a lot done the other day. I was even able to conduct some tests. I see you had a productive day yesterday. Oh yes, we won't be able to produce a full-fledged vaccine in these conditions, true, but a little bit of luck will succeed to make a reliable preventive formula. Admittedly, the effect of the injection won't last longer than 10 hours or so. Still, if it proves effectual, many lives will be saved. So a full-fledged vaccine is out of the question? Unfortunately, I'm not that good at chemistry. A vaccine would call for someone less crude. The reagents I'm used to would ruin the source specimen. I'm lucky to have my teacher's solutions, at least. They proved to be useful. On the other hand, I've almost figured out how the vaccine may be compounded. I can almost write down the formula. How's it compounded, then? That depends on the results of the further tests. Hopefully we'll be able to run them today. What exactly are you going to test today, then? As you undoubtedly remember, our first attempt at making a vaccine involved a microbe that was already dead. To this, the organism produced almost no immune reaction. In our second attempt, we had a weakened microbe to experiment with. Weakened by, well, you know how. The third vaccine, then, should be made on the basis of a living specimen. The bacterium dies when extracted from a life-sustaining environment. Do we need to collect a portion of infected blood from someone who's still alive? Something along those lines. Brace yourself, Bachelor. We need a human heart. A heart that is still alive and beating. This is the meat that will make our curative broth. Do you suggest we bring someone here to slaughter them where they stand? That won't do. The infection must have progressed to an irreversibly critical state. Whoever carries it would be in agony by the time. We don't have to cut the patient up right here, though. I believe we have about 30 minutes to bring the heart here from wherever it is obtained. What if you take a dog or a rat? Some of my associates have tried it already. No point whatsoever. Human organisms will not produce antibodies to fight animal infections. Our enemy is sly as the devil himself. It's as if the disease wanted us to take this symbolic step. You've done a bloody great deal, my dear colleague, so have your associates, however scarce they were. Young Barak offered his help. He was going to dissect the dying anyways, but he's already more than 6 hours late, so I'm forced to request your assistance. If we're unable to find Barak, you'll have to perform the grisly task yourself. Barak was going to dissect the people while they're still alive? I'd like you to know that he is set to achieve a rather noble feat. He wants to duplicate his father's success. While we are busy trying to protect the healthy, he wants to make a concoction that will enable him to cure the sick. He calls it a panacea. Reportedly, he's made quite a bit of progress on it. I'll try to find Barak. Please do. This is by far the best bet. I guess the Olgimskis will know where their protege may be found, but if you're unable to get a hold of him soon enough, I'd rather not think about it. I will eagerly await your return. Just remember, you have to act faster after you have procured the heart. You'll be pressed for time. Leading the donor closer here would help. Someone you know would kindly agree to help. Do not refuse it as long as they are reliable. Very well, you can count on me. However effective the vaccine proves to be, we have to try.
What?
Let's see, maybe bad grief will the person in his place.
Where are they taking this?
Guess not. Ammo expensive. But I will purchase it. All of the ammo. Maybe the soul I have will store the person. Well, I guess for now we'll go talk to the Olgimskis.
Why are my children like this?
Do you know where Barak is hiding? Oh, I thought you two didn't really get along. Are you looking for him? Yes, I sorely need to find him. Then you'll be most unhappy to learn that he's been seized on Sabarov's orders. I was informed by Lara Ravel about it. A witness of Barak's arrest came by to her place. Seized? Why? A groundless suspicion. Many innocent people were arrested and thrown into the dungeon of the town hall last night. Barley and his barbers caused quite a stir yesterday, a stir that made quite an impression on Sabarov, and so he resorted to harsh punitive measures. Everything goes exactly as expected. This is his first step towards autocracy. What is Barak being accused of? I don't know, but I have absolutely no doubt it's a false accusation. Artemy has been accused of every possible villainy lately. They call him the Ripper. They cry bloody murder while he works his fingers to the bone trying to save us all. No one cares about it at all. I'll demand that Savarov let him go. Give it a try, dear doctor. Artemy deserves it, even if he has taken it upon himself to break a law or two. We need him alive. Perhaps if you vouch for him, the fierce Savarov would let him go. Oh, what a grave mistake it was to grant him full authority. Your mistake, doctor. I'll do my best.
What?
I'm gonna talk to the hunchback. See if he has anything else to say. I have a knife, and I know how to use it. And I know how reputation works. I know I can get away with killing innocents. Don't test me. I found your Willow alright. Bring her here after 9 o'clock. Where is she? I gotta go after her. I can't tell you that. I've given my word to the owners of the establishment she's hiding at. What establishment? What owners? What are they afraid of? You, I presume, and I can't blame them. Why didn't she come with you right now? She's conscious that she might get infected on her way here. The victims in the infection are everywhere, ready to jump passers-by, begging for help. Scum! Burn them, burn them, burn them to ashes to keep them away from flesh. Fine, bring her back as soon as you can. The second half of the reward will be waiting for you. What about the first one? Here it is. Deal's a deal. Alright, give it to me. 50 grand. I have nothing to lose, a knife in hand, and there's a plague on the loose. Those guardsmen just look like containers of bandages and money to me.
My heartbeat is uneven.
Lara,
I'm
please
so
tell me, is the man who witnessed Brock's arrest still here? You mean the harpist? He's dead. Did he tell you where they took Brock? He saw them escort him, nothing more. It was by the rail bridge. He was seized by Sabarov's patrolmen. There were 3 of them. Yet they barely managed to keep him under control. When they were crossing the embankment, Brock broke loose, so they knocked him to the ground. The harpist said he also thought back then that they wouldn't be able to take him anywhere far. And then he felt sick. Is that why they haven't taken Brock to the town hall dungeons? I don't know. The town hall is chock full of prisoners. Dozens of people were arrested yesterday on various allegations, you know. Sabarov probably wants to keep Brock as far from the light of day in anyone's eyes as possible. Why? I suspect it was Katerina's whisper in his ear that became his inspiration. They're playing a dark game. What's it all about? I think he got into Clara's way somehow. This Clara girl seems pretty scary. I guess Artemy must have disrupted her plans, and I doubt she was planning to do good. As for Brock, on the other hand, his noble intentions are apparent. So you hold him in high regard? He turned out to be a very impressive person. The semblance to his father is so strong. I can't help thinking about him. Indeed, he's an honest and brave man. You two would have made good friends. So Brock's lair was at the works? I don't know. I've never been there. Although, Isidore did have a hideout or secret lab at the works. I remember him complaining that he was too old to climb over the embankment 10 times a day, and that railroad noise can be rather distracting. Thank you, Lara. Now I know where to look for Brock. Okay. Let's go screech autistically at Saburov, brandish a knife at him, and then go to the factory where our man probably is. Yeah, this game is basically, you're trying to solve the issue, and everybody at every turn is trying to make it so you can't solve the issue. So you scream at them, and then it doesn't help. Get away from me, rat. I'm not a fan of rats.
My chest hurts.
Well, talking to him does nothing. So down to the train tracks we go. Ah, a child, just who I was looking for. I have things you might like, child. It is more difficult than ever to find children to give sharp objects to in exchange for ammunition. We live in troubling times. What the heck? Don't throw your knife, don't throw. I hate that. It's another rat after me. And it has a way better attack range. Why are rats so powerful? I'm not a trespasser, just a passerby. What about you? Are you, by any chance, the infamous dangerous offender? What's in it for you? I'm here to convoy Barak to the governor's office. If this were the case, people of lower rank and heavier build would have come. We know who you are, Doctor. You are kindly joking, aren't you? I'm not. Bring the prisoner here. I was strictly ordered by Governor Savrov to guard the prisoner with my life. There's a special order too. If the prisoner dies of the sandpest, we ain't supposed to bury him or give the body to the undertakers. We're to inform the governor in person and wait for their instructions. Don't you think that's a bit too strict? Strict my ass. We put almost 70 people behind bars yesterday on suspicion, of course. Killed loads of folk too. Must have been thugs and cutthroats, the ones we've killed. I've heard their thug friends are all up in arms planning to take revenge on us, but they're out of men and out of luck. Is that so? I think you'd better stay alert, kind sir. The underground world has its ways of keeping its real power disguised. Time to go get help from the ne'er-do-wells. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna stream. My head hurts. Then again, I could always caffeine up and keep going. Why stop? Why sleep?
For the usual, starting a war unusual.
Grief, how would you like
Just
to kill a
kneel,
few
follow
patrolmen?
down.
You won't be held
And
accountable
here
for
we
this
go.
sin. Who's to guarantee me that? You? They've caught Artemy Barak. So what? I mean, I'd like to. I would talk. Like I'd ever pass on the chance, but the honey's sweet, but the bees sting. Them patrolling bees are much worse than them worker bees, you know? They hit hard without a shred of pity. Organized, too. They'll show us no mercy, they won't. Their orders are, we deserve no mercy. We deserve being strangled, exterminated, and buried alive. Avenge your dead, Grief. It's a good opportunity. Bring the patrolmen down. They'll get what they deserve. Why would I, Doc? They ain't no fuzz, you know. They used to be our lot. They're doing their job just fine. 'Tis their duty to hold pests back, it is. Indeed, but the exact persons I'm talking about have abandoned the community service for the favors from the higher-ups. This is the dear kind of help, dear Doc. It won't come cheap. How many thieves do I need to bail out? Bring us 10 grand. I'll bail out my hawks, arrested on filthy slander and false accusations myself. Their only option's a noose anyway, it is. So we'll bail them out and send them to extinguish them enemies of yours. Doing some good for our good, Doc. Fine, I'll set them free, myself. No, don't you even think about it. Like they'd ever care which of them jail meat is our lot and which are just random folks. You'll bail out the wrong ones, and then what, eh? Now for the love of what's holy, don't you go to Sabarov with that. I know my way around the corpse bringer guards, alright? 10 grand, Doc. That's all that's required from you. And no bargaining. It's not a good time to bargain. I've said my word and show you my price tag. I'll think about that. I literally bailed everybody out of the jail.
Feels like my stitches are popping.
I've collected 10,000. Here you go. Where should the forces of justice strike? Barak has kept up the works in a building that... Got it. I know it. Cellar of the Corpulent Workshop. Roger that, as our forefathers used to say. Where do we meet? Wait for my villains. The attack begins just like that. No warning. Be prepared. It'll be a pity for you to miss out. I'll be ready. Don't touch Barak. Do you know what he looks like? We know everything, Doc, we do. Little birds tell us every single thing. Now shush. Go to the ambush and wait for us. Fine.
For the usual.
Okay, he doesn't have new stock.
Slow and
And so we finally meet,
wins the
Oinon.
race.
Just a pair of pawns on this dreadful chessboard where each square is blacker than black itself. Are we friends or are we foes? Will one consume the other, or will we part, each striving for his own victory? How can we be foes if we're fighting a common enemy? I'm glad to hear you say that, Oinon. It's a shame we aren't standing together. I lack your knowledge. I'm blindfolded and can only follow my heart and my intuition. Here's a piece of advice for you. Don't trust those who volunteer to be your guides on the path to victory. The real battle is still ahead of us both. You mean the battle against the pest? I mean the battle against you. We may not be foes, but I have a strong feeling that we will end up opposing each other. Each of us will try to tilt the balance to his advantage. I don't know what you're talking about, although I can probably guess. Whatever the outcome, I'll remain true to my conscience. If you're allowed to. My freedom has already been taken away from me. Do learn from my mistakes. And how in the world did that happen? How did you find me, Oina? Reuben is worried. He's been waiting for you all night, so I've tried to find you. My search has brought me here to the works. I see. Master Reuben wants to take care of people. I admire that. Will you help us get an infected heart? I will. I'll be working alone, though. Meet me in the blind backyard at 9 in the evening. I'll pick out someone whose foot is in the grave already. Take them to a dark corner and start working. I'm likely to move around a lot, so look for me in the neighborhood. Why 9? That's when it gets dark. I've got enough enemies in town already. Darkness offers protection. What if something unexpected happens? I'll cut open the dying person and start working. If they find me, I'll lead the pursuit elsewhere. If that is how the situation unfolds, you'll have to pick the heart from the body yourself. I hope my harvest will be good for stock and you. I'll find you, bro.
The wound hurts. Go, Oinon. I need time to pick up my tools.
Wow, I have tons of time left. What the heck? Yasuki. Have a good sleep.
Clemency is born not of virtue, but rather of fear. I think I'm fading. My clothes are worn into holes.